Welcome back. Long celebrated for their immune-boosting power, elderberries now have a new claim to fame. A new study is revealing that they may help regulate blood sugar and even promote weight loss. So let me just
chug it right now. Oh my gosh, Sheree, stop. We gotta do the whole story.
Oh,
but
okay.
you know, could this tiny berry be the help you need on your wellness journey? Here to help break down this recent study and more is Erin Mann. You're basically the queen of elderberries in the DMV. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on today.
so happy to have you back. Every time you come, we're like, oh, Erin's here with the elderberries.
Truly.
So quickly for our audience who may not know, tell us how you got your start.
So my son had a health crisis when he was 1, and long story short, elderberry is what I decided is what he needed. I decided to make my own, so it would be exactly what I wanted to give him and the type of ingredients I wanted to give him. And it made such a tremendous impact on not only him, but our entire family. I started blogging and kind of Facebooking about, our journey. And 2 years later, Erin's Elderberries was born. I've been researching elderberries for the last 8 years of my life.
Wow. And I mean, more and more people are talking about elderberries, how it could, potentially help certain things. Can you talk about, especially with the cold and flu going around right now, I've been feeling a little tickle in my throat.
Oh,
So talk about that.
Yeah, the ick, as they say,
Yes,
is
the
going
ick.
around. So elderberry is traditionally used with kids and adults for cold and flu treatment. Studies have found that if you start using it at the onset of a cold or flu, your recuperation time decreases by half and your symptoms are less severe.
Oh.
So for populations like the children and elderly who are more likely to suffer complications and end up in the hospital, they found that rarely, if ever, happens. And in simple terms, it's because of the polyphenols and the flavonoids. It keeps the bacteria or the viruses from binding to our cell walls and replicating. So it helps us protect our body when our body's at its most weak.
I love it. I love it. Me and my entire family swear by it. I joke with you, like, you send so many shipments to Miami. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law.
And I love that.
Now my sister-in-law, she makes little gelatins out of this. So tell us about what you brought today and all the products you have, and also weight loss now is another benefit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us more.
So as far as the products go, I do a syrup. We do basically all of the actual dried elderberries, as you can see.
And those are
here.
elderberries.
Yes, these are elderberries that are dried.
People don't know what they look like.
Yeah,
Can I just eat them?
No, you should not eat them raw. They will make your tummy hurt.
Oh.
You don't need like any of that. But what you do is you
interesting.
reconstitute in water and then soak it for a while and then press that out. So we want to keep the seeds intact because the seeds are what makes that tummy not so great.
I gotta say, I stopped by your store and your factory, as I like to call it, last year, the year before, and it was so cool to see it in action. I mean, it's the work that goes into these products is really impressive.
Yes, we do everything by hand. I have help now, thank goodness, from the 7 years that we've now been in business. But what's interesting is that I started using elderberry for one reason, but it has all of these amazing benefits we can use them. So for example, the study that just came out in January from researchers at Washington State found that those who consumed elderberry juice, 177.5 grams per day for 1 week, had a 27% higher fat oxidation than those in the placebo group. So while it was a very short study, it shows that it significantly increased healthy gut bacteria, but it also increased metabolism by way of increasing sugar processing in the body, lowering our insulin levels. So elderberry's always been thought to be useful for blood sugar regulation, but this study, even though it was short, just proved that by way of weight loss and also potential impact on diabetics.
It sounds like this is like
So
Wegovy or
I know, exactly. So what do we have here?
So
what do you sell?
This is the concentrate, or what you would think is like the elderberry juice. So you don't juice it like you would a normal fruit that you put through a juicer, because you want to keep that berry intact. So like I said, we reconstitute, we soak in water, we heat it at a very low temperature, and then we bottle it into what we call a concentrate. So this is what you're looking for your 177.5 grams that you can drink every day. Then we have just the dried elderberries themselves. If you want to make it yourself, way more cost effective because we don't have to bottle it, make it, give you a label, give you a jar. We can just send you the berries and you can make it yourself.
Is this new?
No, I've always done that.
Oh,
yeah, I've tried to support everyone on any type of journey that they have, whether they're a big DIYer or they need to save money because they have a big family, or I don't have time for this, just give it to me ready to go.
And it tastes amazing because we've both tried it, and this stuff is like, it's actually hard for me not to just chug it because it's so good.
And your son used to call it yummy sauce, or
yes, he used to call it his yummy syrup when he first started taking it, and that's why it's called elderberry yummy syrup. On the bottle was kind of a tribute to him, since he's the reason that this company exists.
I love it. I love it. Well, Erin, we have a club soda right here.
Yeah.
Do you just put it in just a touch and just make your own
so
drink?
elderberry is a very bitter berry. So unless you like that bitter flavor, I don't. I'm like sugar all the way.
Yes.
But unless you like the bitter flavor, I would say add it into something you love or your kids love. Add it into oatmeal, a smoothie, your club soda if you're trying to cut back on that sugar or anything artificial. You can add it into lemonade during the summer. It's fantastic to have with lemonade. You can make it into frozen popsicles, the gummies, kind of like you said. Really, you can consume it any way that fits into your lifestyle or your children's, the way that you enjoy it. So I'd say don't think of it as medicine. It's not a medicine. It's a food. Just add it in.
Love it.
I put it in my husband's hot tea. It's
perfect.
So
exactly.
good.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, if people want to get some, where can they do that?
Yeah, so they can visit us at aaronselderberries.com 24/7. We actually also have a retail store in Warrenton, Virginia, off In Hill Road. It's at 4257 Aiken Drive.
And you make great coffee there too.
We also make great coffee, and we have a little ice cream shop for the kids. We're a really family-focused and community store, and then we have our manufacturing in the back. So
Well, I got to visit again very soon.
Would
So
love that.
Aaron, thank you so much for joining us.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely.